Hey guys, we're back. This time we're going to be doing an unboxing of the Crimson Scales, which is a fan-made expansion for Gloomhaven. They got together a bunch of people and they got some of the best player-made new characters. There's a scenario in here, a bunch of new other stuff as well, city events, monsters, and so on. Put everything together with like a production quality that rivals the original game. And then they sold it off on a Kickstarter. This is actually the second edition of this because I got it along with the expansion when they printed it the second time around. But we're going to get in and take a look at everything that comes in this massive box. And I don't know if I can get it on camera here. Let's see. To give you a kind of scale, there's the original Gloomhaven, which everybody thinks is a completely massive box. This is actually longer, but not as tall. And I want to say it's probably the same width-wise here. They're hard to move around boxes. They're heavy too. And no, it's just a hair bigger this way too, so maybe half an inch here. But definitely longer. So it's a good sized box with a lot of content in there. And we're going to get in and see what all's in here. So just to see what all is in here. And I took the shrink wrap off, but that's pretty much all I've done. So everything else should be just like you're going to get yours. And I'm pretty late getting mine, so I think everybody's already gotten theirs. But a bunch of plastic bags, of course, to keep things in. There's going to be a lot of components, I'm sure. We got, look like new battle goals on this side. And these must be the event cards on that side. This looks like new equipment. I'm not going to go through a lot of that stuff because I know people freak out about spoilers on these things. So just going through what's here. We got party sheets. New stickers. They look almost identical to the ones that came in the original. They have this nifty flyer sheet here. And basically explains how to separate all the components that are in here as you splice them out. Basically, you're going to have your character boards, your character standees, the pads that go with those, and then all their associated cards are going to go in each of the boxes. So they have all the boxes in here for the characters, just like the other one. And then your various other components. So we're going to go through all that as I sort all this stuff out. And we got punch boards, and I did not grab a knife. We'll open these up. See what we got in here. Does not want to open. That's some good thick wrapping there. There we go. Did not want to rip. What do we have here? These are our character tokens for all the various classes. We got some new status elements. I saw there were a couple of, you can see some new icons there. We got, looks like new spawn tokens. Those are all double-sided, of course. Got more class tokens, a couple more wound tokens there. Those are 20 wounds. They're off-centered though, I can see that already. And they're smaller. The 10s in the base game are larger than the normals. These are about the size of the 3s, I think. So that's kind of disappointing, but yeah. All of these are off-cut. Still not bad. These ones are better. Got more of those new what do they call those? The detriments or whatever. Status effects. That's what they're called. You can see some new creatures there. Some new hex tiles. I like that they made these actual hex shaped. The ones in the original game had odd shapes. I mean, they have some round ones down here. So those look like new types of traps. Thorn trap on the back, maybe a pit. But yeah, cool stuff there. I'm thinking there's more punch boards somewhere because I think there should be more than this. Maybe not. We got some more new enemies. Some more class resources. So you got your, I can't think of the name of the class there, but there was one that had like swarms of bugs. See, now these 50 ones are bigger. They're the larger tile. They're a little better centered there too. And then more monsters. Look like crocodiles. Cayman maybe. Cool stuff there. It's going to be a lot to punch out and sort. Where to go next? We got the character boxes here. There's stuff in these already. I don't know what's already in there. Maybe the tokens are already in there. I don't even know the names of half of these classes, but I think they call that one Sprig. Tusk. There are 8 new classes there. I don't know if that's total. It might be the total in this. I know I picked up both, so I got some of the components confused to go what go in which box here. So that's all the character boxes. Maybe we'll open one of them and see what's in there. What am I gonna open? I'm gonna open this one just to see what's in the box. I'm assuming it's gonna be the same, similar in all. So if you don't want to know what's in this box, skip ahead. I'll put a number on here. The way they do this in this, you're going to be opening, I think, 4 of these. There's a list in here somewhere, one of these books. And you have 4 starting classes to choose from, and then they're going to unlock other stuff from there. So yeah, the character standee is in there. We got our player sheets. I don't know how many there are there. Quite a few. And then the card. I actually like the quality on these. The nice thickness, nice quality to them. Honestly, you would be hard pressed to tell these from the originals. And that's cool. The artwork. So I'm impressed by that. I've print and played things before for other games and they don't match up component wise. But yeah, like I said, you'd be hard pressed to tell those from the originals. Now we're going to get into this side of the box here. It's our rule book and scenario book. I'm not going to put too far through this because I don't want to get into spoiler territory there. But we have an introduction here. There's a nice section of what's new. These rings are a little tight. Get used to that. Break those in. So you have some new abilities here. New attack modifier stuff. Something with the bosses changed. Here's those new conditions. Chill, infect, regenerate, ward. And then there's poison X and wound X. I'm sure there's more on there as well. New objective types. A swing ability. Teleport. And then we get into the campaign stuff. I think. Yeah, there's our starting groups. That's what I was looking for. So you get to choose one of these starting groups, and they have a difficulty rating based on what one you choose. And it's going to open a set of 4 of the starting characters as your starting lot, and then the rest unlock in various ways. And then after that, we can actually get into the scenario book, so I'm not going to go any farther in there. But I will go through all the new stuff, because there's definitely some things I need to read up on. I don't know what this book is. This looks like a supplemental book. Let's see here. Yep, this is a supplemental book, so extended maps and things, or context for various missions. So we're not going to flip through that one, but that's almost as big as the actual scenario book itself. Then we have this one, which again, I'm going to double check off camera here. Read this first. These look like character-specific scenarios. Those are character-specific scenarios in there, it looks like. Again, not going to show those. And then we got, oh, I lied, there are more characters in this. Okay. So we've got more here. Let's start them on this side. I should have known that because there was some missing, like this guy. I'm excited to try this guy. That's the one they call Sprig. Beetle. And then I'm going to say that's an artificer of some kind or something along those lines. That's it for the characters. So they lined both sides on there. That's cool. I think these are thicker boxes on this side, maybe. Because this does sit up higher. So I'm going to have fun trying to fit all this back in. And here we've got, looks like bases. Now these are considerably different than the base game bases. Honestly, these actually look better. They are kind of hinged a little, so they pinch the standees in between those. Where the other ones had a set, there was like no give to them, so eventually they left little marks on there. I have to look what the red ones are, though. Bosses, maybe? But you have your standard, your elite. So the white are the standard, the gold are the elite, and then these red ones. And there's a whole pile of those. Not in a resealable bag, though. So I have to get a bag of those. We'll have to see what they suggest using the Ziploc bags. Where that first sheet I pulled out does tell you what to put in what, I think. So we'll be able to sort those out a little better. I'm going to pull this forward so we can see what else we have here. So there we have new city event cards. So I'm not sure now. I really want to know what these ones are. Maybe these are road event cards mixed in, because these are the whatever you call them, the life goal ones. But there's something else mixed in there, I think. But those are city events. And then these look like a variety of characters. Looks like it warns you what characters are in here. That's really neat that they put cards on both sides so you don't see any spoilers. But yeah, that's how they did these. So it lists what characters are in this section on those. And again, so these are going to be all of our character cards. We're going to have to sort out. And there's the road events. Now I'm really curious as to what those are. So we got road events there to go with the city events. I'm going to have to open that one pack just to see now. More character cards. One last set of character cards. Oh, there's something else mixed in here. Because doesn't have a spoiler card on the back there. So something else in that one. We might open that one too just to see. These are combat decks. Your normal combat modifiers. This is our store. Our available items. I believe this comes with a complete set of available new items. These are going to be combat modifier decks for specific classes. Got more items. These might be the rare like quest item things. They're higher numbers. Good chance for that. There's some curses. I'm going to hold on here too. So, blessings and curses probably. I like that they gave you new sets of these, because if you've ever tried to print cards, you can never get the exact printing as a fan printing as the original. Heck, even most companies can't get from one edition to another. The cards don't match exactly. So they give you a full set of curses, blessings, and things to mix into your modifier decks, so that these are guaranteed to match the ones from this set. So you don't have to mix and match with stuff from the original game and have maybe cards that are marked basically and easy to see. We have our enemy combat cards for the new creatures. This is another combat decks for specific classes. Doesn't want to focus. And then finally, last set of those combat cards. Takes a long time. Oh, there's some more enemy cards in that one too. So they're kind of mixed together. And then we're going to do what everybody should always do and check under the insert. Nothing on this one. I found so many things games that have stuff under the insert and nobody ever checks. So that's a look at everything that comes in here. I'm going to bust open a couple of these just to look at them. But overall, I'm pretty impressed with it. For a fan-created project, this is definitely top of the line scale here. These are nice quality cards too. Pretty thick. I don't remember. I think these cards are smaller in the base game, so these ones might be unique to this. I don't know if there's more than that as well. I think the biggest component change they did was with the monster cards. I don't know if they couldn't find the bullseye square monster cards that were used in the original game. So in this case, they've got half cards. So you're basically going to put them and look at either the top half or the bottom half based on the level. Instead of the square ones that are in the base game, they have 4. So it means they only have level 4 on one. Yeah, so they got them split into 2 cards. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Same concept. That's, I think, the only real component change. Like I said, maybe these being bigger, because I remember them. I swear I remember them being smaller cards. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they were full-size cards. But, yeah, so those are our different monster cards. There were some road and city events mixed in here. I don't know if these are special ones or not. They're numbered. Are they duplicates? 0, 1, 0. These are class specific ones because they have the class logos on the bottom. So we'll have to see what to do with those. And what was the other? There was one of these that was mixed. We were going to open up. This one's mixed. Probably can open one of everything just to look at them. So this is combat decks. Trying not to give any spoilers on camera here, just in case there's something. Not sure what these are. Definitely combat decks. I'm not sure what they are, but we do have our deck of curses, blessings, and then maybe I'm not sure what this one is. Equipment modifiers maybe, and then the monster combat deck. Oh no, these are monster curses. So I'm not sure what the ones on the bottom are. I'm not going to show those because I don't know exactly what they are. There was one of these, something else in here that was odd that we were going to look at. One of these had equipment on the bottom, I thought. There we go. This one's mixed. And I'll pop open one of those. One of the character decks. Probably that same one that I opened, the same box I opened earlier. So Oh, let's see. This has combat decks for a couple different classes in here. The base decks, and they do have the class icons on them, just like the ones in Jaws of the Lion did. Unless these are only modifier cards. I didn't really pay attention to that. These might be only the modifier cards that you unlock. Those had a spoiler on them, so we'll cover that up. But those are all class specific. And then these are just all monster cards. So it's just a half and half pack. Nothing in there spectacular. Some more hidden cards there. There's a lot of whole icons on here. Alright, so let's try to find our chains guy. Here he is. They did a much better job packaging these than a lot of places. A lot of places the shrink wrap on here is so tight you either have to like scratch the cards or you try to find that little pull tab. I don't even think these had the pull tab on them, but they're wrapped looser so they're easier to get in there and actually get them open. So kudos for that, guys. Alright, so we're going to hide the rest of those because they're just other classes. And once again, I'm going to be showing these, so if you don't want to see that, you can skip ahead. But I think most people, at least the starter ones, that's all I'm going to show. But most people, I think, have seen the bases of these, so I'm not too worried about it. Let's go. We're just going to grab the level 1s. Not even going to get the X's, just the 1s. Just to see what's in here. These are nice. They're like a matte finish, too. They're not bad. Character icon on the back, class up there. But that's interesting. I'm not going to go through every single one of these, but just a quick flip through one class so you can see the various abilities. These are all available online too. Very nice card quality though, I will admit. These are pretty thick, feel pretty durable. They're bendable, but they're not bad. I've seen worse. They're not linen finish though, but I think pretty on par with the base game. And then you have, probably not going to show that because I don't know what that is. It has this interesting icon on the back though. But I believe it's something you have to achieve to unlock something on here. But yep, that's the quick overlook. I think we went through just a little of everything there. Oddball that these are packaged like this in the in the sticky package, and the rest of them are all shrunk wrap. Not sure why they chose to do that. Maybe there's something unique with these ones. Well, these do have character icons on the back. Maybe these are rewards from the character classes. The class-specific quests or something. Good question, though. But anyway, that is everything that comes in this. We're going to try to put it all back now. See what we can do here. So, I'm expecting, or they're expecting, I think, you to take care of all these. You're supposed to put all the various cards that go with the classes in the class boxes and things, and I will do that eventually, but for now, we're going to try to work it all back in here. But I will say, because of that, they're expecting you to put them away that way. There is no dividers in here. So I'm trying to squeeze things in the best I can here. See what I mean in a minute. Sorry about the camera. But yeah, there's no dividers between sections here, so we're just kind of shoving them in there. It should fit like this. Where's the stuff I opened? I keep bumping the camera, I'm sorry. But yeah, like you're gonna have to ziplock or bag the monster cards. Probably stick them in a bag with the tokens for the various monsters, the attack modifier decks are probably going to have to be bagged somehow. Something makes me think these are not going to fit back in here. Like this, and we did have an extra set that weren't in here originally, but it looks like they can squeeze in there. So that works for now. There, that should be the last time I bumped the camera, sorry. Oh, I know why these were shoved in there last time, that's why there was extra space. We'll have to find the space for those. I think there might be enough room to lay them flat in here. I'm sure there's instructions on how to do this in the books, but that would involve reading. I don't want to do that right now. Yeah, those fit in there good. So let's see now. The bigger boxes, I think, go on this side. 3, 4, and 4. Maybe they aren't really bigger. Maybe this side just sits up higher because they look about the same. So I think they're all the same. And we got 4 more to go on this side. So there's 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 total. That's why this side's shorter. There's 1 less row. So yeah, they're all the same size box. And then their books, we will alternate the side of the spine to get them all in there. Look at that. Everything back in with room to spare. Where did our little flyer go? We're going to want that. So yeah, that is a look at everything in there that comes in Crimson Scales. And it is a very large box, and I got to find somewhere to store it now. But I got to get everything punched out, everything sorted out the way it should be, and I can't wait to dive into the campaign. I actually just started a new campaign not that long ago, so we'll probably work right into this as we go through. And the only thing I got to say about this, and I'm sure other people have mentioned, the artwork on the cover really isn't all that spectacular. I mean, it showcases the characters, but they're just kind of sitting around camp. There's not really any action going on. It would have been cool to see like a big battle scene with them, maybe showcasing what they're good at. So that's kind of biggest complaint, and if that's the biggest complaint I have to say about it, whoop-de-doo. I mean, it still looks good, and the artwork is representative of the characters and the artwork in it. It's just not an action scene. They're just kind of chilling out. And I'm recording this after the fact, but in both the Crimson Scales and the Crimson Scales Trail of Ashes videos, I talked about the standees that are available for each of the playable characters that come in the character box. And you put them on the base, and you use that as your character. That actually matches in with the enemies. The enemies always had standees in Gloomhaven. But in the base game of Gloomhaven and Jaws of the Lion and that, the character models were all miniatures. And for Crimson Scales, that's actually no different, but they offered them as an optional add-on. So you could buy a box of the miniatures and have fully 3D miniatures of all the various characters. Now, I didn't do that, but I do have access to my own 3D printer, which, if I can do this without making too much of a mess of the video, make it too jerky. Over here, we do have our 3D printer, and it's a mess right now. I'm sorry. I was actually in the middle of printing something, and it's like on hold, but it's not cleaned out, so the bat's even got up. You can't even see under the plastic, but it's got a tray over the bat. But these are the guys I printed out for the various classes in there. Actually, I think these ones, yeah, it goes up to here. So all these guys over here. There are a few missing because the models for the Trail of Ashes guys weren't all out yet when I made mine, but they came out, I think, pretty good. Pretty good detail. I have not painted any of them. You can see they're primered. That's about it. But I really liked the way that they came out. And you can see. Pretty cool. And so again, you can probably save yourself a lot of headaches though and buy these pre-printed. I don't know if they're still selling them, if they're still available, but you could get these all pre-made, and they came with the matching figure boxes, I believe, with the character icons on them like you have in the original Gloomhaven. I went the cheaper route, printed them out myself, and it was a lot of work to get it out there and get them done. But I think they turned out pretty good. I got to get the last couple I'm missing done and finish them all out. But I wanted to just mention that those were available, and I didn't mention them in the other videos, and I forgot. So I'm adding this on there and letting you know that they're out there. Anyway, that is going to wrap it up for our look at the Crimson Scales. And if you are a fan of Gloomhaven, definitely check it out if you haven't already. Most people, I'm pretty sure, already have. But just throwing it out there, and stay tuned to the channel for a review after we get in and actually play some. It's probably going to be a little while before I get to that, because like I said, we just started another campaign. We're going to want to finish that first. Then we'll move on to this, but it will be coming eventually once I've gotten in a few games with the new stuff and have something to talk about. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.